Takato makes a flag.
Yeah, it's cute.
I'm sorry, I pulled my headphones out. What'd you say?
I said the flag's cute.
Yeah, I like that, like, effing Romon and Rika are just glaring in it. Everyone else
Yeah,
is looking super happy.
yeah, they just look kind of angry. Rika's issue isn't with that. She just thinks the whole thing is dumb.
Yeah. But yeah, this episode does have a weird bit of, like, a theme where it's like, effing Takato is like, oh yeah, like, look, I had a flag and we're gonna be the Tamer team. And everyone else is like, alright, yeah, sure, whatever. And Takato's like, hey guys, he calls them up on the phone, he's like, we should go on patrol. And they're like, nah, we have things to do.
Yeah, so I'm happy that, like, yeah, Takato's like calling them up, and it's like, oh man, he's gonna be relentless and annoying with this, isn't he? And the answer is no, actually. He tries it with Henry and Rika, they say they have things to do, and then Takato goes and does something else.
Yeah, like, it
Like,
gets the point across really, like, succinctly, I think is the right word. Where
yeah,
it's like,
we don't get a scene where he's pestering them constantly to, like, go on patrols or hunt down Digimon or whatever. It's just like, nah, your friends are busy, so you just go do something else.
yeah. Like, Takato is not taking things as seriously as he should, but he's getting the idea.
Yeah, he's
Like,
hype about the idea of a team.
yeah, he's kind of approaching it from the wrong direction, basically. Because, like, they're like, oh yeah, no, we can't patrol today. It's like, yeah, alright. Meanwhile, like, a bunch of kids just want to meet the Guilmon. So he just shows them, like, where Guilmon is. And
Yeah,
they just...
all of a sudden, Kazu is Takato's best friend again.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like, they're all on board for this Guilmon stuff.
And yeah, and then Guillomon's cute. They
Yeah.
hang out with Guillomon, and Guillomon's cute because of course he is.
Yeah, you just push him around a shopping cart and he just shoots snot missiles at people.
Yeah. Also, we see a scene where like an officer or a subway attendant or whatever is trying to help a drunk guy get out of the subways.
Yeah.
And he starts yelling about a giant snake. And that's pretty much that scene.
Yeah, can you just, like, that's a scene, alright? Just the idea of, like, you're, like, just hammered, you're, like, just drunk at the subway, maybe you're homeless or whatever. You just look over, there's just an effing, like, giant snake monster going out of, like, a fog cloud, and no one will believe you because you're just smashed.
Yeah. I think it's just like he was probably out drinking after he got off work and then
Yeah.
Subway.
Off from his totally real work productive job.
I mean, he's probably just like a businessman or something. Anyways, yeah, that's when it gets Takato calling out people that they go hang out with Guillemon.
So yeah, it turns out there's a giant snake in the subway, and it's just like, presumably like trying to eat people.
Kinda. We don't know. Like, we only see it appear at this point.
Yeah, we just know it like was about to murder a child.
Oh, that doesn't happen till later.
Yeah, later on, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Because they're like, they're doing with their stuff, they're like, just Takato's out having fun, And it cuts over, and like, Rika's busy at like, it's like some very traditional Japanese stage play. And she like sees a guy in a fox mask in the play who's like trying to be a kitsune, I think. And
Yeah,
she has like flashbacks of Cubimon.
I feel stupid because it popped up and I thought it was like a monkey. And I was like, why is this reminding her of, oh, it's supposed to be a fox?
It's like, oh, monkey, that's also a mammal.
Yeah.
She like walks outside, she sees like a squirrel, she's like, oh, Rinamon though.
Also, Henry rescues Terriermon from Susie.
Yeah. There is a moment I should mention where like Mon's just giving the kids crap. He's like, oh yeah, I bet I'm like not going long before you're just like making that Digimon wear diapers and drink out of a bottle or something. And it just cuts to Terriermon, just sneezes. He's like, that's someone's talking about me.
Yeah, Henry's like, did you catch a cold? And Terriermon's like, no, but I think someone's talking about me. Yeah, so yeah, Itmon shows up and like they're like, oh, is that a Digimon too? And Takatomon's like, yeah, I think so, but we should just ignore him. Huh?
You said Takatomon.
Oh, what the crap. Digimon, talking about Digimon messes with my head for names and stuff. Also, Guillemon calls him Takatomon sometimes. Anyways.
Yeah, he is Takatomon, done.
Yeah. So, yeah, Takato's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I think it's a Digimon. We should probably just ignore him.
Yeah, just ignore him. He seems really lonely and uninteresting.
Then Renamon shows up and is like, oh, you're jealous of them, aren't you? And Imon gets really mad because he's totally jealous.
So yeah, it turns out, like, Rika goes to the subway back from the Japanese stage performance show. And it's like, immediately this fog starts setting in and it's like, oh my god, there's a giant snake Digimon. And Renamon just shows up and she's like, okay, let's fight this thing.
Yeah, this is when it almost kills a child.
Yeah, cause like, it starts blasting the car with like some fog breath or something. It's really hard to tell. But the car
doesn't shoot anything. It just opens its mouth and the car starts disintegrating.
The car starts turning into Data for some reason. And it's like there's just a kid in the car and like Henry just rushes in and like saves them. And it, like shoots a spear at them and he like uses a car to give Terriermon a shield to block it.
Specifically War Greymon's shield.
Yeah.
Terriermon's just holding this gigantic shield.
Man, it's kind of crazy that it's like, in the image like before the episode, you can tell this thing is like holding a spear with its tail. And like you get to the episode, it's like, no, he just sort of shoots it out of his mouth. He doesn't really like stab with it.
Yeah.
Just sort of shoots it and then he just fights the guys. But yeah, so effing giant snake Digimon is just sort of battling them and just doing his thing.
Hanging out in the subway.
Like there's a point where it's like, effing like he starts running off and like effing Rika just jumps on Cubimon's like, oh yeah, I'll handle this. And she just uses a speed cart to just zip down the subway. And it's like, okay, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, they like run past Henry and she throws her cell phone to him so he can call Takato.
Yeah. But yeah.
Also, there's a scene where Henry and Terriermon are sitting on the subway, and Terriermon's like doing kung fu poses and noises, and Henry's like, "Shut up, man."
Yeah.
He's nicer about it. He says something like "keep it down" or whatever. But
yeah, don't want people to know you have Digimon after the world learned that you have Digimon.
To be fair, I get the impression there's just nobody on that train car with him.
Yeah. But yeah, like, turns out Cubimon can't fight this thing.
Yeah, 'cause guess what? It's an ultimate.
It's an ultimate. But we do get an interesting, like, scenario for this, because it's like, okay, we have an ultimate here, and, like, Guillemon comes to join the fight, because Imon just shows up, and he's like, oh, you're so busy playing, you didn't notice there's a Digimon right below your feet. And Guillemon just sniffs and he's like, oh yeah, he's right. So he just dig down to the subway.
Yeah. So we get this, we get the little short scene where it's like, okay, Immon's not entirely antagonistic.
Yeah. So there's just like this moment where it's like, okay, well, we don't have ultimate yet, because there's no, like, blue card. But we have, like, 3 champions, so maybe we can make this work.
Yeah, we have champions, we can power them up. Also, Kazu gives Takato a card before he takes off.
Yeah, and Takao's just like, yeah, like, I have to go, this isn't a game. And kids are like, oh yeah, but can we watch? And he's like, no.
No, this is legit dangerous.
But yeah, so they fight the snake Digimon just where it's, I think it's like Ceramon or something? Ceramon? Something like that, I don't know.
It's like Samiramon or something.
Something along those lines or whatever. It shouldn't be hard to find. It's one of the 12 Devas.
Yeah.
Wait, no, not the Devas, the,
No, he's a Deva.
Okay, yeah, because what's
So
like the
is the-
four then?
So is the tiger.
Aren't the big four like also Devas, or is that like something else?
No, they're like above the Devas. No, wait. No, they're not. No, they're part of the Devas. But
Okay.
they're like the dragon and the tiger. Maybe the tiger Digimon that came through isn't the Deva.
No, he is, because he has like little like handkerchief scarf on, right?
Oh, I don't know, because there's like Byakomon or something, isn't there?
Aren't
It's like a
they?
tiger.
Aren't the four like the sovereigns or something?
Maybe. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's whatever.
I'll look it up.
I want to call him the Sonin, but that doesn't sound. No, that's Naruto. No, this isn't effing like Orochimaru. But yeah, like, whatever. Essentially, it's like, the champions managed to, like, overpower, like, Sahiramar, whatever his name is, through, like, their cards and stuff. And it's like, okay, established. Like, if we have, like, a bunch of champions and they're powered up, then, we can potentially take on Ultimate. Done.
Okay, they're the four sovereign, or the harmonious ones.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that sounds right.
Anyways.
But yeah. I should
Yeah,
also point out this snake also has a weird, like, scarf bandana on it.
Yeah, because he's one of the Devas.
Yeah. Just like Antilamon.
Yeah. So yeah, Takato's like, okay, alright, Kazu, I'm gonna need your card right away, and then they just kill the snake Digimon.
Yeah. And I think that's end of episode. Like, Rika goes back home and everyone's like, all fine and stuff.
Skip ahead.
Yeah. I think Takao tells all the other kids to keep this a secret. And it's like, I'm sure not a single one of them's going to say anything at all. Not all 30 of them.
I think Kazu says something like, we gotta keep it this is a secret among our class and we can't tell the teacher, or something.
Yeah. And every single one of them's gonna respect that, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then they run off and the episode ends.
Watch, it's like, like, next episode happens, Jerry just tells the teacher by accident. Just immediately. It's like, well, at least it wasn't of the, like, 12 other guys.
I'm watching a little preview for the next episode. Okay, it's this one.
Yeah, I don't know what's coming, but I know it's like, oh, they go to camp or something, and I think there's, like, the rooster.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's, like, that's something I remember, that it's like, all the Devas are based on, like, the Chinese zodiac.
Yep.
So it's like, alright, yeah.
Yeah, that's their gimmick, is... Yeah.
Yeah, alright, yeah.
Oh, there is a scene where a shady guy approaches Henry's dad.
Right, yeah, that's a thing, because Henry, like, talks to his dad, and he's like, oh, hey, like, do you know anything about Digimon? And he's like, not the Dare Table, son.
Yeah, and that's all. That's the end of that discussion.
It's like, not now. It's like, okay, but when? He's like, not now. And yeah, I think that's the episode, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah, okay. So, like, final thoughts, I guess?
I don't really have anything else to say.
Yeah, like, I do kind of like how War Groundmon's introduced. He might have shown up too early.
It's fine.
But yeah, like, Devas are being introduced, and it's like, yeah, plot's fine moving, interesting stuff's going on. And it does kind of feel like we just sort of, like, blasted through the whole, like, evolution thing, like, really quickly, doesn't it?
Well, we only have Guillemon's ultimate at this point.
I mean, like, you know, it's like a plot point overall, because, like, there's a whole thing of, like, oh, like, Gargamon's too out of control, and it feels like, you know, we solved that pretty immediately. And there's the whole thing of, like, you know, oh, Rimamon, like, Rika wants Rimamon to evolve, and it's like, alright, well, that's over with. Like, all these plot lines are kind of closing up relatively quickly, it feels like. I don't know, I'm just sort of curious, or it's like, where's development going to go from here? Because it feels like we've kind of went past everything.
There's more development to be had, but right now we're going into the arc with the Devas.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Deva arc is a go. Which of these episodes did you feel was the strongest?
I guess 14.
Yeah, I'd go with 14 too. Okay, yeah.
Pretty much the real beginning of the Deva arc, and also where we get the first ultimate evolution of the main group.
Yeah, it was pretty well handled, I think. So yeah, I guess I'll see you around next time.
Later.
Later.